Independently Speaking, everyone. I'm your host, Glenn Mayo. Independently Speaking is a weekly podcast where we discuss topics centered around grassroots, high school, and college level basketball. We'll also be referencing a lot of what's happened at the professional level as well. Independently Speaking is powered by IndependentHoops.com, a multimedia and event marketing company, and the brand home for the NYBL and Lineage of Champions. Today we have a very special live streamed episode to preview the GHSA Class 2A State Championship game. This game will take place Thursday at 3 p.m. in the Macon Centriplex in Macon, Georgia, and it's between Augusta's very own Butler High School and Westside High School. Today we are joined by both participating head coaches, Coach Boddy from Butler High School and Coach Hunter from Westside High School. Coaches, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking a second to jump on the air with us.
Thank you for having us, man.
Coaches, we'll jump right into it. Either one of you guys can take a stab at this one first. We got a live show, so we got a listening audience in here. Tell us kind of how each of you guys made your way to Augusta, Georgia, and a little bit about your coaching careers up to this point.
Coach Boddy, you gonna lead?
Sure, why not? How I came to Augusta, one name, Ron Spry. He saw me playing, and he liked how I played, and he offered me a scholarship. And at the time, I was getting ready to go in the Air Force, and I graduated in 2002. And right before, well, not before I graduated, but my senior year, 9/11 happened, and that pretty much killed my military plans. And he offered me a scholarship, and I've been here in Augusta ever since. As far as coaching, I graduated college. I got a job teaching at Butler High School, and I had no intentions on coaching. I was just content with going to work every day, going home, and they asked me to just help out. And one thing led to another, and I got the head coaching job in 2010, 2011. That was my first year, and I've been at it ever since.
Myself, more so, Ron Spry once again. I was attending DeKalb Junior College at the time, and I had a couple opportunities, and Coach gave me an opportunity to come to Payne, but I graduated from Brooklyn Casey High School and Casey, West Columbia, South Carolina. After coming to Payne, finished up, played baseball my senior year as well. Graduated and then began working in the system and got offered a baseball job. So naturally, coaching is something that I figured that I would do, but I didn't figure I'd be coaching baseball. Basketball is kind of like what I was groomed to do in terms of playing college basketball as well as high school, but I played baseball in my youth. So naturally, baseball was in my blood. It came back, was successful at it, not early on because inner city baseball is tough, but built a solid baseball program, and then I was asked to coach basketball at Laney. So I took on the task of it, and my main thing was building a strong coaching staff. We built a strong coaching staff and had some success. Then I stepped away from basketball, going back to baseball because my sons played this. So when I went back, we achieved a region championship, which was very uncommon in the inner city. So that was a historical feat there. Along the way, had some success with the state championship at Laney, which was a historical feat as well. Then decided, my time was kind of up. Got a few calls about coaching baseball at a few other high schools, and then I received a call from Westside. And the first person after I received a call from Westside, talking about basketball, was Coach Boddy. I don't know if he remembered or not, but I said, man, tell me what's going on with Westside basketball program. And he just told me what he thought was wrong. And I won't have that conversation. But after he mentioned that, I thought about it and then kind of watched him. And you always need a standard when you're getting back into something to kind of see where you're at, because if it's not worth the challenge, then naturally it's not going to stimulate the necessary interest to get the kids better. But, watched him. Then I said, you know what, I'm going to hop back in the game. Coaching against him at Laney was tough. A lot of people don't know that, but it was very, very, very tough. We both had quality teams. We talked the other day about a game that we played, the most memorable one. But, on and on and on. And here we are now, back in the game. Westside and Butler, Coach Boddy and Coach Hunter at it again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that story. I love that story. You guys both mentioned Coach Ron Spry, and I know you guys both had a play in stint at Payne. Tell us, something, if anything, that you guys were able to learn kind of under him that, you're implementing in your game today with your current teams.
The
Coach Hunter,
importance
you
of
take this one
discipline.
first.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yo, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. The importance of discipline, but not only discipline, understanding that you have to stand for certain things and not fall for anything. And sometimes, the way you try to run your program and others try to get involved, you have to make sure you filter them out early on and surrounding yourself with people that you trust, but then also, making friends along the way. Friendships become relationships, relationships become brotherhood. And, Body and I, as far as connecting, that's what it has come to now. And our kids see that. I told them yesterday, I said, I got to go over here to Butler for a second. They said, you going to Butler? I said, yeah, y'all want to come? And they started laughing, right? But a lot of those guys play together during the AAU season. So it's just one big family, man. But Coach taught us family, brotherhood, man, but most so important, man, standing for something and not falling for anything.
I love that, Coach. Coach Boddy, you want to jump in and tell us what you got from Coach Spry?
Yes, I would touch on two things I got from him. Number one, the importance of structure. You know, and I try to have structure in everything I do. Every relationship, every drill, every practice, every game. And that that's the one. And then the two would be to let my yeses mean yes and my nos mean no. If I give you my word, then I'm gonna keep my word, and I'm gonna do my best to honor my word. And I would allow a lot of things to happen before I break my word. So those two things taught me the importance of structure in life, and to let my yeses mean yes and my nos mean no.
And that's good, Coach. We're definitely going to have to crop that out and put it on the Independent Hoops graphic. Let your yeses mean yes and your nos means no. I love that. Kind of, if you guys will talk to us a little bit about, the competition in this area, and how it's kind of prepared you for obviously this deep run that you guys are having in the playoffs. I think, to the best of my knowledge, this is the first time since 1995 that two local Augusta area teams are going to face off in the state championship as far as on the boys' side goes. So, one of you guys kind of jump in and just talk about how your strength of the schedule has prepared you guys for this championship run.
I take lead on this one since he went last time. Augusta basketball has always been strong. That's evident. And as far as since I've been on the scene coaching, I've always been in one of the tougher regions. Period. And I stand behind that against any other region and any other classification. And even to the effect of, a lot of people uh they think it's easy to get up there and coach, well, he got players and he don't do this and he don't do nothing but this. But they have no idea how hard it is to win against the worst team in your region. And I'm talking about the worst team, let alone the best team. And you talking about some of the greatest coaches at one point in time. You had Marvin Fields, you had Buck Harris, you had Jerry Hunter, you had Justin Durham, you had God rest his soul, the great Lee Hill, you had Mac Ray. And I'm talking about some of the greatest basketball minds that I've ever met in person. And you going against that night in and night out. So you have no choice but to be prepared for whatever will come when it's this time of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach Hunter, do you want to tackle that one as well about kind of the local area and the strength of schedule and how it's prepared you guys for this run into the playoffs?
You're talking about night in, night out. And I'm not just talking about playing on one end of the court, playing on both ends. Uh, People always say how important it is, for guys to be athletic and things of that nature. And that's true to a certain extent. However, man, guys have to be not only coachable, but teachable. A lot of things that they come to the games with, they're being given good instructions, man, because you watch how they respond on the floor. You got guys that teach you the importance of possessions. All right. I always tell guys this here, just because you can play, man, it doesn't mean you know how to play. When you run into these guys now, they're being taught by good coaches that's teaching them how to play the game. So you can't get caught slipping on certain nights, but then again, the nights that you get up for a certain team, you could be playing your best ball, man, and still get beat. So you try to rebound from your mistakes, but then at the same time make your lessons blessings, as well as your losses. Make your losses lessons and your lessons blessings.
I like that, Coach. Your lessons blessed. That's gonna be another one that we crop out right there. Um, definitely, coming up on 15 minutes. Don't want to keep you guys too long. But Coach
Take
Hunter,
your
with your
time. It's
West,
all right.
I appreciate you guys jumping on though. But Coach Hunter, we'll go back with you going first this time. Your West Side's coming into the state championship game, 27-3. You were crowned region champs. Tell us kind of what you're anticipating with this final game, and a chance to kind of get your second title ring.
Well, man, look, you're talking about region champs, but we're going to be competing against a guy who's the coach of the year. So his guys are going to be prepared as well as being ready. I always tell folks this: you never know what to be ready for unless you're prepared. So prepared to be ready. Okay. So right now, we always try to prepare for the unknown, which is the X factor, and it always reveals itself at a point in time. So making adjustments along the way while we're having fun, but then at the same time, there's such high level of mutual respect. It's like boxing. You know, if we listen to this and put it in the judge's hand, well, this situation here is more so of after the jump ball, it falls into our kids. Then, both programs right now, you can't sub with not experience in certain areas. But a veteran ball club, the coach here, so we're gonna some up, and then wherever the dice, that's where they roll.
Gotcha. We got most of that, Coach. You were breaking up a little bit, but Coach Boddy, the same to you. Obviously, coming in at 22-6, you won a perfect 14-0 during the regular season region play. Got region coach of the year, got your 200th win in your career. Tell us what you're most anticipated about for this final game of the season.
I'm most anticipated about just get the opportunity to go against my brother on this stage. You know, for the world to see, and for definitely the state of Georgia and for all of Augusta to see, and just just having a good showing for the whole community of Augusta as a whole. You know, that's what I'm anticipating the most. I think the basketball portion it's gonna take care of itself. And people always say, man, this our fourth time playing. Man, actually, we've played each other a bunch of times when he was at Laney, and a bunch of times since he's been at Westside. So, we quite familiar with one another. That basketball aspect, it's gonna take care of itself. And like you said, we'll let the chips fall where they may. I'm just excited to have this opportunity for this particular city. You know, and also, in spite of all that's going on in the world, and even here locally, with all the everything that's going on, hopefully this will provide a small time for people to just, let their hair down, relax, and be proud of their city and enjoy their kids, because these kids they our kids because we coach them and teach them, but ultimately these are Augusta's kids. So that part.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, most people definitely, like you said, you guys have played each other 4 times just this season. So a lot of people know about you guys and your team. But we here at Independently Speaking Podcast, we are an NCAA certified scouting service, so we'll be sending this out to some coaches as well. If you guys can just take a few minutes to kind of highlight, some players to watch during this game. I know high school recruiting has taken a hit since the transfer portal and COVID has came around, but I do know quite a few coaches will be at the state championship game. So kind of who's some of the top players on you guys' team, and what can we expect from them? Coach Boddy, you might have to go until we get Coach Hunter back on. Right, I think he's having some technical issues.
Okay, Zaquan Grant, that's my starting point guard. Kendrell Glanton is a wing player. He just committed to East Georgia yesterday. Big Malik Smith, 6'7", 280, 290, post player. Chance Finklin, Elijah Martinez. Those would be. Oh, and my boy GB. Call him playoff GB, Jamarion Belton. Those guys would definitely be players to watch that, right now I know can take it to the next level and play. I feel like I left somebody out, but if I did, I apologize, fellas. I'm tired.
I hear you, Coach. Coach Ron, same thing to you. Just kind of mention some of your top guys. You there, Coach?
Well, right now, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Yep.
You said mention some of the top guys.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Right now, man, Hudson is kind of leading the way. But when it comes to him, man, he not only leads the way in games, he kind of wins every sprint in practice too. So, he try to lead by example, and sometimes he gets frustrated because he's still learning the game. But he gets a lot of support from Amari as well as Jalix and Marco. Now, man, he's come a long way, and as far as taking care of the ball, man. But as a team, we just try to play collectively, man. And we always tell them this here, play as a team, and individual honors take care of themselves, man.
Absolutely. Well, coaches, I definitely appreciate you guys taking a minute to hop on here. I will definitely be down there in Macon cheering you guys on. I've got a chance to catch quite a few games here, especially since the Christmas break of both of you guys. And it's been exciting to follow you guys along the way, and just your fan base and everything all together in one is going to be pretty special seeing here in Macon. So I appreciate you guys hopping on. Before I end, I would also be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the other Augusta teams that are going to be competing for a state championship. Cross Creek High School plays Windsor Forest at 3 p.m. on Friday for the 3A state championship. And then Grovetown, Coach Darren Douglas and his boys are going to take on Buford at 7:30 on Friday for the 6A state championship. So good luck to both of those squads. And we hope that all of you guys are able to bring it home to Augusta. So we appreciate it. Guys, that wraps up another episode of Independently Speaking. I'm your host, Glenn Mayo. If you want to watch this again, replay, or share it with anybody you know, go to independenthoops.com. Our YouTube channel is Independent Hoops. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, at My Line of Champs. And that we'll have a scroll here coming up. If you are a AAU team, a travel basketball team, girls or boys, we have some events for you. So make sure you check out the scroll, and we'll catch you next time on Independently Speaking Podcast.